Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Vainglory League. My name is Blueberries and on my left hand side it is Donjon again. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Alright, the next match day is about to happen in Europe, the best of 64. We split this day into 2 days, so the first match day of the 64 bracket has been done and nice matches we have seen there. So let's see for today. Our first matchup is about to start, and much more the bigger surprise beside the next matchup is our new caster for Europe. Tasty Bacon is with us and he can hear us. Tasty Bacon, hey, how are you? And please introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, how are you doing? I'm Tasty Bacon. I've been casting for League of Legends for a while and got into Vainglory probably about a month or so ago and saw it as a huge opportunity, and thankfully for me the Vainglory League guys here, Blueberries and Donjon, were willing to give me a chance and bring me on to shoutcast the Season 1 qualifiers for you guys.
Awesome. Well, that sounds good.
I do have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where's that name from? That's actually, I never asked you that, but where is that name from?
It was just, one game I was playing, like, all the names that I usually use were taken, and
Yeah.
I was just trying to come up with something, and I was really hungry at the time. So
Obviously, yeah.
I kinda just typed in random food names, and Tasty Bacon is the one that stuck.
That's
Okay.
a good one. I like that. So, good stuff there. Sultans versus Kingsmen, a Turkish matchup, and this will be streamed parallel on Vainglory Turkey for the first time. Of course, also with a 3-minute delay. So if you are a Turkish native speaker, you feel free to watch over there. Our partner is keeping you up there in the Turkish language. Let's jump over to the draft bands and the picking phase. Alright, so picks and drafts have been done. We are about to jump into the match, and much more interesting here, we have two teams from Turkey as said. It is old rivalry here going on. Who will be the last remaining team from Turkey in the Vainglory League Europe Season 1 qualifier? Jewel has been banned by Sultans, who are seeded to number 10, and Kingsmen, they responded with Glaive. So the pick went Vox on Sultans, responded from Kingsmen with Celeste and Catherine just in this moment, and that went to Scarf and Arden on the other side. Last but not least, we are going to fill it in here with Ringo. This is the final comp here, what we will see, and seed number 10 versus number 73. Concerning the number, the champion might be Sultans, but as we know in Vainglory League, anything can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited to see this double ranged composition coming out of the Kingsmen, Celeste and Ringo. Let's see which one they do decide to send into the lane, which one's going to be in the jungle, or if they even go for, a really unconventional strategy with the double jungle, or double lane, sorry. But as we are getting onto the Halcyon Fold, we can see it does look like it is going to be Celeste going to the lane, with Ringo traveling the jungle with Catherine.
Alright, there we are on the Halcyon Fold. Teams are kicking it off here. Scarf on the lane, and we have seen Tasty Bacon that Scarf is so well proven in 1.8. But I think you really have to master him to survive in a team fight, and much more you really have to have a great supporter, because otherwise you just get bursted down in a second.
Yeah, absolutely. Which you have to assume Sultans coming out with that number 10 seed, they probably know what they're doing, and I would have to say that Arden is a great support for the Scarf. You can throw down the Gauntlet and then have that Dragon's Breath just pummeling everyone while they're stunned up. It can be a really devastating combo. But there's a lot of CC coming out of the side of Kingsmen as well. Of course, Catherine and Celeste both having the ability to stun their opponents.
Yeah, we do see here on the right side Catherine getting low on health. I don't know what happened there, but she tanked a lot of the damage from the minion, and there might be an ambush going on with Venom and Yanis. Are waiting here for King Kenny, who's just going alone into that one and might fall you to the first blood, and there comes the damage. Of course, he is keeping up. Can they take him? There comes the kill. First blood for Sultans on the Halcyon Fold.
Yeah, being level 2 there was really the key to that that ambush working out, because of Vox being able to use both his A and B abilities to get the double attack off of that sonic zoom. It's first blood, not devastating, but it's definitely a good sign for the Sultans.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good for the team to have first blood, you know, for the synergy, to keep everyone up and say, hey guys, that should be it, but also can go the other way if you got too self-confident. We know that games in Vainglory can be turned easily late game if you have a long breath, of course.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they do decide to play it now that they know that they're going to be looking for aggressive plays in the jungle. If the Kingsmen are going to start using a lot more vision just to make sure to spot out those ambushes so that situations like what just happened don't happen.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty, yeah, as you said, I totally agree here. Kankini, I think he didn't see them waiting there. He thought, oh, well, maybe they were here, but they continue their jungle route whatsoever. But hopefully they will learn from that one. 400 gold behind here. As said, we are in the best of 64. The winner will move on to the best of 32, which will happen this Saturday. Next fight going on here. Venom going in, and there comes a Achilles shot. King Kenny here the focus, and there comes a scout trap drop down, and King Kenny is not going to fall as far as it looks here. He can escape. They are chasing, but much more here. Unique Sony is coming from the left side, which is very dangerous, but backing here, core collapsing. Hellbreaker just in the second.
Yeah, it looks like this fight's not going to be over yet, as here comes Catherine too, but just going to be a little bit of disengage.
Yeah.
Dropping that stun to secure Celeste's escape there. But again, very aggressive play from Sultans, constantly going to be trying to invade the Kingsmen jungle and just bully them out of the jungle and secure those camps for themselves instead.
Alright, so I have a few informations about both teams up, and let me quickly start here with the Sultans. If there is no action going on, Janissary, let me see, he is the position jungler of the team, obviously, and he likes to go for anything which can be played in jungle. Koshka, Cool, Ringo, Tucker, Voxo seems to be a very versatile player, and he's 19 from Ankaras, having 700 plus wins, playing Vainglory from the first day.
Looks like another possible invade here. They're gonna try and collapse onto them with the split.
King Kenny is going down here, as you said. The ambush working, and the second kill just following after that one. Good job here, taking the 3-0 lead, and Scarf as well, putting some serious pressure onto Unique Sony, hitting a lot of Spitfires, not that one, but he is having a CS of 34 versus 32, so Unique Sony is doing well. Seems to be a rather head-to-head here on the lane.
Yeah, both the Scarf and the Celeste having some really good AoE wave clear, able to push those lanes very quickly and secure all the last hits. So I expect, unless there's jungler intervention, the CS numbers in the lane to remain very similar. But the thing of concern is the fact that Vox is sitting there on 3-0 right now, and looks like they're gonna possibly come in for a lane gank now.
Alright, as you said, lane gank here, but no, not this time. Or maybe, I don't know why Celeste is going that risky here, core collapsing the enemy, but this doesn't do anything. Another kill here for the Sultans. And we saw Venom here with a beautiful Vanguard. This guy is 19 years old from Istanbul and having 1,000 plus wins, he says in his bio. So also playing from the first minute, as he said.
Yeah, a slight mistake there in the lane from Unique Sony. The first one that we've really seen from him in the lane. You know, when the enemy junglers and roam both show up in lane and then go into that bush, you can't move back up that quickly. You have to give them time to leave there, especially when you're playing Celeste, who can check the brush with the Heliogenesis. Didn't do that and paid for it with his life.
Absolutely. Alright, so let's finish up the roster here. Hellbreaker, he has also provided some information. He is 28 from Ankara, having also 1,000 plus wins here. So all three guys well experienced from Turkey, and we will talk about Kingsmen in a minute.
Another aggressive invade coming in from Sultans. A little bit too late this time to be able to steal away too much, but
I mean, we have to face that. There were 2 versus 3, and they kind of like scared them off, or they didn't want to fight. So that shows the presence and the aggressive game style from Sultans here.
And now with both teams grouping up in the lane, we could be looking at a possible engage. If they can catch someone just slightly out of position, but it looks like they are going to decide to back off now. They know that they have them scared a bit, and it looks like they're going to start up the gold mine.
Oh, well, that is rather risky, but the other team doesn't see this coming. They just continue on their right side of the jungle, but this is cleared. So Sultans here taking the early game lead, 7.3k versus 4.2k on the Halcyon Fold.
Yeah, it's not an insurmountable gold lead just yet, but that is a large lead for only 7.5 minutes into this game. Really liked what Venom did there, throwing down the gauntlet as they were about to secure the gold mine, just to ensure that really the only way it was going to get stolen would be a Celeste ultimate coming through. But of course we didn't see that, and so it was the gold, the big burst coming through in favor of Sultans and extending that lead. And now they've completely taken over this jungle. This is absolutely their territory now, as all 3 members of Kingsmen are up in the lane just trying to get some gold for themselves, trying to keep each other safe.
All right, so as we said, I'm going to provide you some information about Kingsmen, but first of all, we might see a fight here. King Kenny is just going into that bush, facing 2 enemies. There comes the Vanguard, the slow, and of course Vox here easily picking up that kill for him. Kingsmen, also a team from Turkey, and very interesting, they are all brothers. They are 4 brothers. They have a roster of 4 guys, and just 4 guys, so very interesting. Oh, Corkle, oh, Solar Storm, turret push, wait for it, there comes the Blast Tram, a lot of action. Hellbreaker going to pick up 1 kill, and, or no, it was Vox, excuse me, a second one, using the reflex block here to get away. 7-0, what a kickoff here. Very hard at the moment for Kingsmen to counter this aggressive gameplay.
Yeah, Janissary able to play so aggressive on this Vox, using the Sonic Zoom to jump into these fights over and over again, and it's working out, just knowing that he has the Shield of Arden to help keep him safe, and then the damage support of Scarf. They're able to just completely bully their way around the map.
Yep.
And there's not a whole lot that Kingsmen are going to be able to do to answer this at the moment. Going back to the control, you look at the Vision game, there's so many scout traps being placed by Sultans. You look at the map, there's little blue dots all over the place. There's not a single one from the side of Kingsmen, and that's definitely something they're going to need to change in the next game if they want to push the series to a 3rd match.
Totally agree on that point. And the gold miner is going to pay out soon, since he's more than 50% filled up. And, well, it's questionable if Kingsman can take this area, because as you said, it's full of scout traps, and that's very, very important to have those in the match. Okay.
And they aren't even able to get out from their tower right now. There's the pressure of Sultans is just so strong. They're literally just grouping up around. There's the gauntlet going in.
And we see the... Oh, the gauntlet, they are diving in the middle of the turrets. Wait for it, not connecting. GM, oh, trying to get away. So, oh, there comes the Solar Storm, but not well placed. And Venom here eating that Hellfire Brew from Ringo. But unfortunately, he's the tank, and he should be the last target from Kingsman. He just tried to fire it out, deal some damage. And what is GM doing here? Going behind the enemy lines. Scarf picking up that turret. Maybe now they can cheese him, but King Kenny is not connecting. There comes the Vanguard. They might take down here the tank, but no, there comes the reflex block, and the burn damage is just not enough.
Yeah, a little bit of timing mistake there from Kingsman. It would have been a great play if both Unique Sony and King Kenny had gotten closer before GM really showed himself, but he didn't really have too much of a choice. He got the stun onto Scarf, but it was, again, just not enough follow-up to be able to get their first kill on the board.
Yeah.
And so instead, Sultan's able to just recall back to base, get their health back up, buy some more items, and come back out even stronger. As we see, the gold mine does pay out at 11 minutes and 40 seconds. Another 300 gold for each member of Sultans, bringing their gold lead up to almost 10,000 gold at 12 minutes. And that is huge.
That is definitely huge. And there comes the stun, well blocked from Hellbreaker. Wow, that was really good. Just hitting here Unique Sony. And just for you guys in the chat watching the stream, asking what are those numbers on the top besides the names, like the 10 and the 73. Those are the seeding numbers. So each team got, excuse me, like checked from our end about skill tier, about past event performance. And on that, oh, first of all, there was a gauntlet drop cancelled somehow. There comes the ultimate from Hellbreaker. He is burning Unique Sony till death. There is the blast tremor, but the silence not enough here. A bit too late, maybe. They are in between the turrets, not taking or care of the damage. Instead here, finishing the team for the ace.
Janissary able to kill them while they're in their own base. That is just absolutely devastating. This could very well be the game, as Sultans are pushing onto the turrets right outside the Vein Crystal, and both of those are down. And now it's only Celeste here to try and stop them from taking the crystal. She's not going to be able to do enough. This is going to be the first game.
Wow. As you said, this is the first match here going to Sultans. They are seeded number 10, so ranked as from the statistics, the 10th best team in this 128 tournament here in Europe. And Kingsmen ranked 73. As said, we have taken a lot of information into this process, like past events performance, also the skill tier, and everything with that. 10-0, that was a pretty fast win, 13.5 minutes. Wow, I mean, this performance, Tasty Bacon, do you think like this is it? The second match will be just another breeze?
I mean, it really does depend on just how much Kingsmen can put into the map control and the awareness, the vision control around the map. That really started off early. They were able to get a couple of ambushes. Sultans were into the Kingsmen jungle completely unseen and just waited for Kenny to walk into a bush where two of them were sitting and just picked up an easy kill early on. Yep. And just completely took over the jungle. So if Kingsmen, they really need to put an emphasis on vision control, on seeing where the enemy jungle duo is, so that they can avoid that same situation happening. If they can do that, then I think they will definitely have a chance, because they looked very strong in, other than the ambushes, they looked strong. They had good farming, they had good CS numbers, but it just wasn't because of those ambushes and because of getting caught out like that. It was just the game swung so heavily in favor of Sultans.
Yeah, totally agree here. So yeah, good game, and we are back in a minute with the next match.
Ace by a second. Very nice. The perfect collapse right beneath his feet. There comes the ultimate actually from MYQ, Exotic Sky in the middle. Well, this is the wrong position. There comes the big red button. Can they both down? No, they can't look at Red Bull for the perfect kite. He's going down now from the rocket leap. And there comes the next kill. 2-for-1 trade at the moment. Perfectly.
Alright, welcome back after the first match here, live from Germany, Düsseldorf, and still here with me, Donjon, and the guy you cannot see, Tasty Bacon. Alright, so first match we have seen Sultans going pretty strong over Kingsmen. The Turkish matchup here also getting streamed parallel in Turkish on another stream. It is /Vainglory Turkey, so for the Turkish viewers, check that out. And you have just seen the MVP feature and the MVP video, was it?
Yeah, it was it. And actually, I do have another question before we talk about that. I would love to know how Tasty Bacon's first experience was casting Sultans against Kingsmen. Obviously, it was heavily favored for Sultans since they are seeded 10th, and I believe Blueberries and you talked a bit about seeding as well. So, well, they were the favorite team. They won the first matchup. But how was it? Your first time? I mean, the community is the first time meeting the Tasty Bacon.
Well, it was a lot of fun for me. I hope that the community enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll be able to be back much more frequently and to cast these games for you guys. I really enjoyed that one. It was really fun to see a weapon power Vox coming out of the jungle.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not very common to see it, but it just shows how flexible Vainglory is with the different builds and positions you can have with pretty much any hero going almost anywhere you want.
Alright, so guys, we are about to see the second match, and we are jumping to the bans and the drafts. Alright, starting off here with the bans, Kingsmen banned Celeste and Sultan banned Jewel. Then we have the call from Kingsmen that they are going for Koshka. Very interesting pick. Haven't seen Koshka for a while though, but we will see how she is going to perform. Sultans having the answer here, which is Arden and, well, let me see. No, that was wrong. Vox and Arden is the pick here. So again here, Arden on the Halcyon Fold, still a very strong supporter with the Gauntlet. We have seen that Vox is well proven, not only crystal power as we used to know him, but also, as Tasty Bacon just said, weapon power. Okay. On the other hand side, finishing off here with Adagio and Ringo on the Kingsman side, and then on the right side, Sultans, they have here the last pick. It is Glaive.
So a couple of changes coming out in the team compositions. You did see Celeste being banned away this time by Kingsmen. Apparently did not enjoy, they were actually the ones playing it last game, sorry, but decided to ban it away this time. But the Sultans once again banning Jewel. Not sure if it's just a hero that they don't want to play against, or maybe they know that one of the players on Kingsman is a really strong Jewel player. But either way, banning away that hero twice, and then picking up Glaive, which was banned away from them in the previous game.
Alright, talking about that, jumping here into the draft scene in the background. Teams are picking, and of course this process takes much less time since everyone just locked in their pick in the custom draft mode. Alright, before jumping into the Halcyon Fold, we can talk about this little hotfix we have been seeing this morning, or depending from where you are tuning in. So, there was an issue with a meta Stormguard banner, let's throw in this word. Teams were doing some interesting stuff. Don't want to go too much into detail, but I just want to tell you guys who are not aware of the fact, or say, well, I didn't update my client because there was basically no update. Well, have a closer look. So there was an update made, a very small one, but this kind of prohibited the current meta, what was going on. Also very nice to see this here for VGL, since we do not need to deal with this issue. Let's jump into the Halcyon Fold.
Yeah, you can get all the information on that hotfix on the Vainglory website, vainglorygame.com, under the news section. The short end of it is that the Stormguard banner no longer works on towers, and towers also got a massive buff overall.
Alright. King Canny here, the Ringo facing Hellbreaker. This time a melee on the lane, very interesting. And on the bottom, Adagio. We haven't seen him in the game yet. I like Adagio. I think I say this every stream, should be a running gag by now, but never mind. Pretty strong. Not only Catherine or Arden are the meta in the support, but also Adagio.
It looks like Sultans may be looking for another really early aggressive play. Not quite going to get it this time, though, as they cleared the jungle much quicker, but they're still sticking around.
Alright, they might look here, as said, for the first fight. GM taking some decent damage. There comes the Vanguard. They are pushing till the very end. They don't want to let them back here, taking any of the gold nor experience. Taking that camp here directly. Let's jump to the lane. As said, Ringo versus Glaive and Hellbreaker. He is going to start with the Book of Eulogies, which got a bit of more balance than I think 1.6. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm sorry about that. But should be something around that, where the health regeneration per last hit got cut by 50% from 70 to 35.
Hellbreaker channeling his inner Cole the Meek is the only other time I've seen a Glaive be played in the lane was by Cole the Meek of Gangstars in the International Premier League over from Korea. So
well, that
maybe saw that and decided to copy it a bit, see how it works for him.
I mean, this is the way it goes. Like, you see top teams, the pro teams, playing any like unusual stuff which turn out to work crazy good or better than expected, so other teams are going to adapt as that. And this is just sports and also esports, because we have seen with the Stormguard banner matter that working style of the game, or in terms of items, is most likely to, let's say, go over to the other teams very fast.
Yeah, it definitely, it sort of blew up over the course of like 2 days, but there's going to be a fight.
Yes, and they are going on the afterburn onto King Kani, and he's finishing off here with a huge amount of damage, activating the boots, going for GM8 and killing him here. 187 it is, but I just stay with GM. Alright, first blood here for Sultans, taking directly aggressively the left side of the jungle.
Yeah, and you can look at it, despite only having 1 kill extra, the gold differential, it's already 1,500 gold in favor of Sultans. They did the exact same thing this game as they did in the first game, of just completely bullying Kingsmen out of their own jungle.
Yep.
Look at the CS numbers, it's not too bad in the lane. It's still not terribly close, but it's not, you know, at a it's not at a point where you can't come back from. But in the jungle, you know, Vox has 26 of these jungle minions killed, while Kashka only has 7.
Yeah, that is a huge difference, and of course this makes the difference when you are joining a team fight, because you just have more gold to buy more items, deal more damage. And yeah, let's talk about the items. Sultans, they are going here for weapon power only. We don't see any blue items, meaning crystal. No, from time to time there are like some tanky Glaives who are going for some late crystal power. We have seen this a long time ago, that worked pretty well. I think this is still viable if you go for some supportive Glaive. We don't see this a lot, but of course here, well, let's say not of course, Vox again here on a weapon power blade, and of course Venom here, the supporter, rounding it up with the usual Dragonheart and the receive. Oh, there comes the next fight. Unique will might fall, and there is the kill. Another one might follow. Yep, no chance. 3-0 lead.
Yeah, and it's really Sultans just looking so incredibly strong here. Definitely going to be putting other teams on notice that when you do play against them in the further rounds, assuming they pick up this victory, this early game is going to be so incredibly important, and making sure to take care of your own jungle and playing safe in your own jungle side.
Yep.
It's just, that's their playstyle right here. They want to go aggressive, they want to force these fights, and it's absolutely working for them.
Alright, Hellbreaker here pushing the lane, getting some damage, but he doesn't care about the damage too much. Just poking that turret. The others are joining. Let's zoom out here. Venom activating the boots. Keeping up here, and oh, Unique Sony about to face check that bush. The gold miner not being captured yet, so still waiting for which team is receiving that gold.
That's actually another thing that I want to just kind of mention quickly. The Kingsmen, they really tried to swap things up a lot for the second game. They put Unique Sony, who was in the lane on Celeste in the first game, into the jungle for the second game, but it's still having the same results in terms of pressure on the map and the invasion of the jungle by the Sultans. So they don't care who it is that they're up against. They want to take the jungle and make the entire bottom half of the map their own territory.
Alright, so creativity is here from Kingsmen. The success is waiting, and they are still going here, or let's say again, from time to time into the enemy jungle. And here we might see a kill, and he's just rolling 1 versus 3 over the enemy, over Koshka. Unique Sony, and there comes Hellfire Brew, but he will survive. We don't need to deal with that. The upper situation here is not going to continue. Wow, 1 versus 3 picking up the kill and being able to escape. That sounds like a good Glaive player.
Yeah, it's definitely a sign of a strong player, being able to, as you mentioned, go in against 3 members and not only escape, but also take someone down in the process, as they are going to grab the gold mine here, getting that immense gold payout, 294 gold for each member of the team.
Well, it would be better if they got 300. I'm just kidding. Alright, 4-0 lead. Gold is there, 4,000 minimum, and let's see. Oh, Gift of Fire onto Unique Sony, but he's using that to get away instead of going in and applying the burn damage. Well, Hellbreaker was burned, but I don't see any damage there. Well, this is now a very, very problematic situation. A lot of pressure. There comes the gauntlet drop, and what a gauntlet drop! GM might fall. There comes the roll over from the afterburn, and Unique Sony is just eating here. Or Aiden from Hellbreaker, and Arden was picking up that one.
This is very likely going to mean a tower for Sultans, or turrets, sorry, as they are pushing in onto this first one. King Kenny doing what he can to defend it, but just not going to be enough. And that's just going to increase that gold lead even further. There's that 300 gold you wanted to get.
Alright, King Kenny likely to fall here, and he will fall to Vox. Well played here. They are keeping up. They do keep up the pressure, and they give like no space, no time, nothing to Kingsman, and this is exactly how you put your opponent under pressure.
Yeah, getting an early advantage that's only half the battle. You have to take that advantage and run with it and turn it into the victory. If you can't continue the pressure and continue to starve out your opponents, then it doesn't matter how strong you played early on, because they're eventually going to come out. But Sultans, they definitely know that, and they just constantly keep this pressure on and don't allow their opponents any space to breathe. And that's why they're up 7 kills and over 5,000 gold.
Absolutely right. And we know, like, if you're gonna lose a match first and you're playing a best of 3, this doesn't mean anything. The best example most recently, Gangsters from the VIPL succeeding after a loss, going to the finals. Congratulations. In the meantime, Vox picking up another kill. Unique Sony might fall here as well. Yes, Yummy Catnip Frenzy, we just saw the animation, but nothing more. And there comes the ace. Well done, Venom got falling here.
It does go down. That's that tower buff. The towers turrets do a lot more damage.
Holy cow! I was like, well, he gets away easily, but oh, that was not bad. So yeah, big shout out to the devs working all night long to hotfix this small problem, small issue, which is out of the world, and we just experienced that a turret now hurts a lot.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, it does 7% of your health now at the base, and then each shot does 45% extra damage from the previous shot. So it gets pretty serious. Turret diving is going to be a lot more difficult since the hotfix.
You know what? I actually like it. Like, not only because they change it now, but because we saw a lot of fights, or also good fights, where teams went way too deep, bouncing in between turrets and still picking up kills. And look at that, there is no turret there, just dropping the gauntlet. And what a gauntlet drop, excuse me, here. Got stumbled, and the GM trying to get away. A lot of damage. There we see the next turret hit, saved by a Vanguard, and they are stuck here. The turret now aiming for the minions. Now they can push the next one.
Yeah, and Janissary just so far ahead at sitting at 7-0-1. You know, while the gauntlet was down and Hellbreaker and Venom were fighting inside the gauntlet, Janissary was able to go off on the backside and pick off a kill on his own.
Alright, next, oh, there comes the Verse of Judgment. Hellbreaker might fall for the first time. No, there is a double kill from Vox, and there is the triple kill for the Ace. Well done here, and that should be a GG. And wrapping up the second match, Team Sultans is winning it all, the best of 3, moving into the best of 32.
Yeah, the consolation for the Kingsmen is the fact that they at least weren't completely shut out. They did get 1 kill on the board. So it's, you know, you have a little bit there, but definitely a dominant performance from Sultans, coming in and winning both games in very decisive fashion. 10-0-1 on Janissary this time around on that Vox, the weapon-powered Vox in the jungle. Definitely a strong pick that other teams are gonna have to keep an eye on. You know, when they play them in the future rounds, it might even be worthy of a ban, because it's clearly something he's extremely comfortable with.
Yeah, totally agree on that. So yeah, item builds, we have them here, 115, not a lot to do here for Kingsmen. And yeah, congratulations, as said, to Sultans moving into the round best of 32. So they are here seated rank 10. Once again, for your information, what are those numbers in the top left and the top right? So the top right, it is Sultans, it is rank number 10. So they are seeded 10 concerning the progress or the checks we did on each player and the team in total. And on the left side, Kingsmen, yeah, there were like 63 seeds in between, and you definitely see this difference in the seeding and the skill on the Halcyon Fold. Okay, so we saw that match. We are about to see the second match of the night, which is not yet 100% locked down, but that will be a good one, since we might see Beer's Comeback X from Spain versus the Pina Coladas from Germany, seed number 27 versus seed number 17. And that is very, very close. Do you think, Tasty Bacon, we will see a different match here? Just because, like, let's only talk about the seeding. Do you think, like, the match will be a different one from what we have seen here?
I definitely think when you have seeds, you know, you're talking 128 seeds where we started at,
yeah,
and these two teams are only 10 seeds apart from each other. So it should be a much closer game, which could also mean a much more, a very different game in terms of play style. Because you never know, when teams are really evenly matched, you usually end up with either they're constantly fighting and leaving only one person standing at the end of the fights, or they're both playing really safe and you don't have, it's much more strategic play and moving around the map. So it'll be really interesting to see what sort of style is comes out from that game. Hopefully we can view those two teams, because that should be a very close match.
Alright, talking about that, we will jump on a quick little break, a few minutes, and then we will provide you guys the second match of the night. See you then.
Shatter the Vain, a podcast about vainglory,